Hey, what's up, fam? Thank y'all for tuning in once again. And as always, be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And when you do subscribe, hit that notification bell. So every time I drop a video, you will be the first to know about it. Man, I gotta bring you a sad, deplorable, and angering story straight out of the great state of Texas. Man, you know, we stay in the news, right? But this is right outside of Houston and their little Cypress. And the story reads, mother and boyfriend accused of taking 5 missing children from Cypress area, captured by Louisiana State Police, the deputy said. Let's get right into this story because I don't want to waste too much time on this mess. It says the mother and stepfather who allegedly took 5 children from the Cypress area have been captured in Baton Rouge, according to the Harris County Precinct 5 Constable's Office. The Louisiana State Police arrested the child's mother, Zakia Duncan, and her boyfriend, Terrell, around 5 p.m. Tuesday. A couple of hours after an Amber Alert was issued, they are being brought back to Texas to face first-degree injury to a child charges. I'm just gonna be honest. When I first heard this story, and you know, when I first saw the story, read the story, you know, no pictures. So you know what I'm thinking. It must not be none of us. But lo and behold, this afternoon they showed the pictures. And the guy, the woman, she's not bad looking at all, you know, but I think she's like 40 something, and I don't know if they're gonna tell her their ages in this story. But the dude is like 26. It's like it's like a big age gap. And I'm like, man, how could someone do this to children? But let me continue reading to you so you know what I'm talking about. Deputies say that when the couple was caught, only one of the 5 children was with them. The suspects told law enforcement the remaining children were dropped off at a relative's home, and they were later found safe by Louisiana law enforcement. The 5 children, identified as 7-year-old Nicholas Menina, 10-year-old Zayden Menina, 12-year-old Jovian Menina, and 12-year-old Javier Menina, and 14-year-old Gerard Menina were last seen Tuesday at 8703 Marina Alto Lane in Cypress around 5:30 a.m. But when they did show pictures, they showed pictures of the house, and it was a nice looking 2-story home. It looked like in a nice neighborhood. It says an 18-year-old brother of the children was also missing with the couple. And this all started on Monday when, according to authorities, 2 16-year-old twins escaped from their Cypress home where they were allegedly handcuffed. They ran and found someone to help them call the police. The twins told deputies that they did not know their address because they moved in recently and hadn't been outside recently. Quote, they've been here for about 2 weeks, so they're definitely new as well. They moved in about 2 weeks ago. Neighbor Christian Hurd said, we didn't speak when they first moved in, but as I said, the child went to school and with my brother, so we had a few conversations. So which means they only seen one kid and it's 8 in the house. 8 in the house. One police found a home where the children claimed they were handcuffed. Their other 5 siblings were gone, along with the mother and her boyfriend. The twins, who deputies say were bruised up and malnourished, were taken to the hospital and are now in CPS custody. The Harris County District Attorney's Office has accepted charges of first-degree injury to a child, which were still being processed at last check, according to the Precinct 5 Constable's Office. Louisiana court records show Duncan was accused in 2012 of 3 counts of cruelty to juveniles after her 5-year-old was treated for burns consistent with being submerged in hot water. The child also allegedly regularly slept on a closet floor with boards in front of the door to stop them from, quote, escaping and stealing food from the kitchen. It's not yet clear when the couple will be booked in the Harris County Jail. So the question is, we already know the logical answer, but who failed these children? Well, let's just not say who failed them. Who was all involved in the failure of these children, to fail these children? So we're talking 10 years ago, had a 5-year-old child was found with burns consistent with being submerged in the water. So which means his mama probably put him in some hot ass water, ran hot water in the tub and put him in the tub and he burned. You know, burn a child. Who can be that damn despicable to hurt children? You have these children and then you hurt them. Now, I don't want to say that because children are here. You know, it's nothing, you know, once they're here, they're your responsibility. You need to take care of them. But during conception, you know, there are many forms of protection you can use. There are many forms of contraception you can use. Matter of fact, there are procedures that you can have to make sure that you don't have not one, but not many children. But for some reason, you got people who have babies and who don't want them, or who can't afford to take care of them. I could never understand it. When I was a kid, yeah, I said I wanted like 20 kids. We were talking about like 80s, 90s, or whatever. But then when I got old in high school, I said maybe 10 kids. You know, life was still livable. You know, livable wage was achievable at the time still. By the time I had my first one, I said, I don't know about this. This son gun's expensive. Because, you know, wasn't making the money I'm making now, working at a warehouse, you know, trying to make ends meet with the mother and stuff. So it was tough. About 7 years later, I had another one. I said, I'm retired from making babies now because these son of guns are expensive. They're just getting more expensive by the moment. Maybe if I come up more with my money, I may have another one, but as of right now, can't afford it. That, and I stuck with that. Understood the financial ramifications. Like to have sex like everybody else in the world. You know what I'm saying? Don't matter. You know what I'm saying? That, but I also understood the logical things to do when it came to money. Can't afford it. You know, why bring children in the world and you don't want them. You want to sit, and I heard the other, you know, people, women having PTSD when they have kids. I get it. Maybe back then, a lot of folks didn't understand it as well as they do now. I get it. But even with that, somebody knew about it. And how did, I'm going to assume that she got the kid back because you're talking 10 years ago, 5 years old, okay, 16 years old. One of them kids that was listed, I believe, was 16, if I'm not mistaken, right? Let's see. 17, 12, 14. Okay. Okay, so it's 14. So it could have been a 14-year-old. Or, no, it wasn't a 14-year-old. Maybe it could have been an 18-year-old. I don't know. But for some reason, this woman still got 5, 6, 7, 8 kids in her custody. So again, who failed these kids to where she gets charged with this cruelty, but she still has babies? Nobody took the babies. You don't want to see the babies in foster care, but you show the world don't want to see them in abuse that you know that's happening. You know, if you know it's abuse, you got to get them up out of there. But like I said, so I blame, like I said, the parents, because I always blame the parents for whatever happened to the kids. And then two, I blame the state, CPS. You know what I'm saying? Y'all need to hire more people and pay them more money because that is a job that needs to be filled because we got these no counter ass parents out here that's abusing these children and no one is holding them accountable, especially when you know there's been a case. Then again, let's go back to the house, 2-story house. Here's what I'm gonna think. With all them kids living in a 2-story house, I guarantee she was in Section 8. So they only been there 2 weeks. So they probably move a lot. She in Section 8. I'm sure she getting checks from them kids one way or another. Somehow. Whether it's child support, living off the government, food stamps, whatever the case may be. She's getting money with all these babies. I guarantee you. Then, another red flag we're going to get into, ladies. I want y'all listening. Don't take it no kind of way. Don't feel bad about it. Don't get upset or offended about what I'm about to say. But you got a woman in her 40s dating a man in his 20s. What in the world are they thinking? And you got a dude who's, first of all, with a dude that young, messing with a woman that's that old and has that many children, that brother can't be wrapped too tight. Because there's no way in the world. But to me, that means the dude ain't got nothing going for himself. Probably ain't got a job, probably got a record. I'm just assuming. I don't know. But I'm just going by what, statistics will show that he's living off of her. And the sad thing about it is, too many times I've seen women will neglect and abuse their children, all for the sake of a man, all for the sake of the affection of a man. And that ain't right. That ain't right about it. There's nothing about a loving parent that does anything like that. They need that affection, but you mess around and have like 8 kids. And the funny thing is, 5 of these kids that they listed all have the same last name, so which means, was she married before? Like, where's the father? Is he still in their life, or is he incarcerated, or is he still alive? I'm wondering. But you're gonna drop off all your kids. You're gonna leave the other 2 in the house, and them boys are grown, like not grown, but they 16 years old. And y'all had to escape. God dang, I should have whooped that dude's ass. The fake stepdaddy. I should have been done something to that dude. Cause hell, 16 years old. I know some cats at 16 years old that can knock a grown man out without question. So I don't know, man. This is a sad story. I just wanted to bring this to you because, look, like I say, ladies, you have to respect yourself more than this. A lot of times people say, man, what about the kids? Respect the kids. I always say it starts with yourself. If you don't love yourself enough, I can't expect you to take care of the children. If you don't respect yourself enough to deal with people that, that's trying to have things, do things they like, not get, like I said, 5 kids about the same one, looks like about the same dude. So maybe she was in a stable relationship and not just going through some things. But again, 10 years ago, shoot, one of your kids, submerge them in hot water or whatever. But it's not worth it. Like I said, if you're not gonna love yourself and take care of yourself, I can't expect you to take care of the kids. Excuse me. And with that being said, I have no sympathy for her. She may try to blame the boyfriend and say, he coerced her and, took advantage of her or whatever, because you know how they do, black men. But I got no sympathy for her or that dude. Like I said, that dude 20-something years old. Like I said, dude, you got to do something with your life. You riding a coattail of some 40-something-year-old woman living off her, welfare and food stamps. Because you in a place to stay, probably your baby mama's probably put you out, or your mama and them put you out. You got nowhere to go. So now you shacking up with some old, I don't want to say old, because hell, I'm in my 40s. Hell, I'm older than her, I believe. But you see what I'm saying. It just don't make sense. Anyway, that's all I got for this story, man. Tell me what y'all think about this. Yeah, they need to be put in the jail, under the jail. I hate it for the kids, because they're going to be put in the system. Now, they dropped, let's say 4 or 5 of the kids off at a family member's house in Louisiana. You don't know if they dropped them off permanently or just say they were going on, dropping them off so they can go on a trip or do something. You don't know what. And they said the other 18-year-old is missing. Like I said, I just, you pray for the best. Pray to the Most High that these kids turn out okay. They're old enough to know right from wrong and to know better. So they're going to be traumatized. They're going to need all that they can get. Hopefully they get family support, friends and family support. Because it's going to be a long road for them. And I hope, like I said, them two, I hope they don't get out of jail until the youngest child, the baby, is got grandkids. Like real talk. But anyway, with that being said, like I said, leave comments below, share it with the world. With that being said, I'll leave you in peace, and I'll see you on the other side.